to Lamb Learning.
Hello, I'm Scotty the Seal, and I'm back with another episode where I help young artists learn how to draw their favourite characters. Well, today I'm in Daytona, USA, and I've just seen Lightning McQueen win the NASCAR Daytona 500. How's about we draw the winner together? Let's get started. So to begin with, you're going to need a pencil, because the first thing we're going to do is draw some shapes, because Lightning McQueen might look a little bit complicated to draw, but I think I've got an easy way for all you brand new cartoonists and artists to draw this fabulous, wonderful character. The very first thing we're going to draw is a rectangle. Now, a rectangle is a bit like a square, but it's squashed, or a bit like two squares put together. So, you got your pencil? You ready? Well, let's get started. So, the very first thing I'm going to do is draw a rectangle. So that's two lines, just like that. And then we're going to put a line either side, just like that. And then we are going to draw another rectangle, but in the middle at the top. So we're going to find the middle. Let's put a little line in the middle just to help us know where it is. Just like that. And then in the top, we're going to put one line there and one line there. It's almost like a pyramid. So we've got one big rectangle, and then on top, we've got a smaller little rectangle. And then what we're going to do is we're going to find this corner here and this corner here, and we're going to draw a line going across just like that. It's almost like a triangle, maybe a triangle on its side, but there you go. So we got one big rectangle, a little rectangle, and then a little triangle at the back there. Now we need to draw some circles. So where we did this line earlier, which is in the middle, we're going to do one circle here, just like that. And then we're going to do another circle at the back, just like that. If you haven't guessed already, and I bet you have because you're all super clever, these are going to be Lightning McQueen's wheels. We're then going to do a little circle inside, just like that, and another circle inside, just like that. But a car has four wheels, so we also need to do another circle at this end. And then we're going to just do half a circle in between the two circles at the back, because that's the wheel on the other side of the car. And this is also the wheel on the other side of the car. And we're only really going to see the edge of it. That's the only bit we're going to colour in. Now, as you can see, we're starting to get a bit of a car shape. But at the back here, where we can see this little dot, we're just going to curve it around just a little bit, just like that. If you can. If you can't, don't worry. And then we are going to put, where this triangle is, we're going to just draw a line out of the middle, just like that. And then where the middle of the back is, we're going to do a line just like that. Because Lightning McQueen is a sports car, and sport cars have a thing called a spoiler at the back, which apparently makes them go faster. I don't know if that actually works, but they've got one. Lightning McQueen's got one, so we're going to draw it. So there you go, that's his spoiler at the back. And as you can see, we've got a car shape starting to work its way in now. So what should we do next? Well, Lightning McQueen has, where the window screen is on a normal car, is where Lightning McQueen's eyes are. So right here, where we've got this top little rectangle, we're going to draw another little rectangle just inside of it, just like that. And then Lightning McQueen always has this kind of really confident look about him. So we're going to divide this screen in half, and we're going to put a line down the middle of the first half. And then we're going to do another line just a little bit higher on the other half, because he always has one eyelid a little bit down and one eyelid a little bit up. And then we're going to draw a line in the middle like that. Now we need to do some circles for Lightning McQueen's eyes. So that's one eye there and one eye there. And then if you want, you can also do another circle inside, because that's how Lightning McQueen's eyes look. Now we need to give him a great big smile. So I'm going to draw in the first part of the square here, between the front two wheels, I'm going to draw a circle just like that. And then I'm going to cut it in half. And that is how we're going to give him a nice big smile. And then I'm also going to put a line in the middle of it, because that's going to be his teeth. And also I'm just going to add a bit more onto the bottom here. Then we need to do his headlights, because he's a car and he needs to know where he's going. So we're going to do one circle on one side of the mouth and another circle on the other side of the mouth, and then I'm going to put a line either side, because those are his indicators. And as you can see, we're almost there. Now at this corner here, Lightning McQueen isn't really a squarey looking car. He's got some nice smooth round corners. So instead of this being a sharp corner, I'm just going to round it off just like that. You don't have to do this, it's totally up to you, but I am just rounding the end off. And then I'm also going to do the same up here, just round the corners off. Next we need to put a little window in the back. So where this triangle is, we're going to draw another little triangle inside of it, and that's going to be the back window where the passenger seat goes. Now he is called Lightning McQueen, so we better put some lightning on the side of his vehicle. Now to do this, I am kind of going to draw the letter Z, and the way to do that is really easy. You go up and then down and then up again. So it is the letter Z, but it's a little bit on the side. And then I'm going to do it a few more spikes, just going across like that. And then going to copy it underneath, just like that. So that's a big bit of lightning. And he also has the number 95 on the side. So I think we'll do that just a little bit later. So that's a 9 and a 5. But we'll do that when we colour it in. Now, what colour is Lightning McQueen? Can you shout it out? Give me a big shout. Yep, that's right. He is red. So the very first colour we're going to get is the colour red. Now I'm going to use my red paintbrush, but you can also use red felt tip pens. You can use red crayons or red colouring pencils. But if you do decide to use paints, make sure to ask your mummy, your daddy, your granny, your granddad, your auntie, your uncle, your teacher, your carer, whichever adult is in charge, ask permission first, because paints can get really messy and an adult might want to put down some paper or some sheeting just to make sure you don't get any paint on the furniture, because you really don't want to get in trouble and you always want to do your best to be respectful. But have you got permission? Go and ask. Pause the video for a second. You have? Great, let's get started. Right, I've got my red pen and let's get... Now, most of Lightning McQueen is red. So this should be nice and quick to get sorted. So we're going to colour in the eyelids. Just like that. And around the top of the head. Now, sometimes I might seem to go a little bit fast. And if I do, no problem. All you're going to do is pause the video. And then when you're ready, unpause it and carry on. And also, if you make any mistakes, no problem. Just start again. I like to draw over and over again. So, you know, if you've got an opportunity to keep drawing the pictures, then that's no problem at all, because that's the best way to learn. Let's get this all coloured in. There's quite a lot of red to get done, so I'm going to try and do it nice and quickly. As I said, don't feel like you have to keep up with me though. Now I'm going around the wheels, I'm also not going to colour in the lightning because the lightning is going to be a yellow colour. And don't worry too much if the edges look a little bit, don't look completely as you want them, because we can go around it a little bit later with a pen, which is a nice trick. It's a nice tip for how to neaten up your picture later on. Going around it in a pen can often hide any mistakes that have been made. And even though I've been painting and drawing for many years, I always make mistakes myself. And it's good to know these little tips and tricks on how to save pictures when they go a little bit wrong, because it happens to all of us. So if yours go wrong, don't worry, don't stress out. We can fix it, or you can start again. No problem whatsoever. Right, I'm almost done with the red. Got the spoiler coloured in at the back, and then the inside of the wheels, we're going to do them red as well. Now, what colour do we need next? Well, we do need a little splash of blue, because Lightning McQueen has blue eyes. I get one eye coloured in blue. I get the next eye coloured in blue. And then I guess what we'll have after that is we'll get our black. I'm going to get my black paintbrush, because I'm going to need that to colour in the tyres. But we will have a black pen a little bit later, just to tidy everything up like I promised. But for the minute, I'm going to colour his tyres in black, just like that. And then don't forget the ones at the back as well. There's one at the back just underneath there, and then just over here at the side you can just see the other tyre from the other side of Lightning McQueen just poking out at the front, as we drew earlier. Right, now the other major colour that Lightning McQueen has everywhere is yellow, because that is what his lightning is coloured in, and also the indicators on his lights. So first of all, I'm just going to colour those in there, just like that. And then we're going to get this lightning done on the side, so get that all coloured in yellow, just like that. And then also, as I mentioned earlier, he has 95 on the side, so I'm going to do the 95 in an orange colour. So, and I'm not going to do it anything difficult. I'm literally just going to write 95 on the side. So we're going to do a circle for the 9, and then a line down, and then we're going to do the number 5, so that's one line across, then a line down a little bit, and then a circle that goes around but doesn't connect. And there you go, you got the 95. Now we are going to get a black pen, or if you've got some other colours, for example, you might have a dark red, and if you've got a dark red, then that might look really nice as well. But if you haven't, then a black pen is going to work perfectly fine. Now this bit might be a little bit tricky, so you might want an adult to help you, but if you're confident you can do it, great, go ahead. But if it goes wrong, don't worry, you can start again. Now, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to just colour in the middle of his eyes, just like that. And then I'm going to go around all the edges. So first of all, I'm going to go around his eyelids, just like that. Then I'm going to do his smile, just like that. And we can see that our Lightning McQueen has got that classic, really confident smile, because he wins all the time. So he's like super happy with himself, and why shouldn't he be? And then we are going to go around the top of the car and down to the back like that. And then we're going to get his spoiler added in there. Then we'll go around his lights just like this. And don't worry too much if you go outside the lines. You can always later on get your colours and fix it up. Right, now I'm going to go around the edge of the front just like that. And you can re-go over, if you see any mistake like here, you can see a little bit of white showing. I'm just going to go over it a little bit and fill that in. And then I'm also going to go around the number 9. And then the number 5. And then last of all, around the Lightning, because he is of course called Lightning McQueen. And then I'm going to go around the tops of the wheels, just like that. I'm going to leave the rest of the wheels black. And then we're almost done. The only thing we're going to do now is we're going to get our rubber, and we are going to rub out the pencil work that we did earlier on. Now, if you're using paint, you're going to have to make sure it's dry first. But once the picture is dry, just get your rubber and very gently rub out anywhere you can see pencils. So at the moment I'm going around the tyres and rubbing them out there. And then I'm going around the mouth area and rubbing that out there. And anywhere I can see little bits of pencil work, I'm just rubbing it out just to make the picture look as neat as possible. And as I said earlier, if you see any little white bits, you can get your, you could get your red again. In fact, let's just do that. I'm going to get my red paintbrush and I am going to just go over any little bits of white I can see. Very good. And there we have it. We have finished drawing and colouring a Lightning McQueen. And I do always like to write the name of the characters. Now, we're not going to go for the full name because Lightning McQueen is a very long name. So let's just go for McQueen, which sounds a bit like a Scottish name. So a big hello to anyone from Scotland watching this video. So first, we are going to write the letter M. And we're going to do a big M, a capital M, because all names start with a capital M. And to do an M, it's a bit like two pointy mountains. So you go up and down, and that is a capital M. Now this is McQueen. So we're going to have a really tiny letter C just at the top, just like that. And then we need a capital Q. Now Q sounds hard, but it's actually really easy. All it is a circle with a little line at the bottom. Then we need a U, which is like half a circle. And then we need 2 E's. So again, it's like half a circle but in a different direction with a line across the middle. Or like the letter C with a line across the middle. And then last of all, the letter N, which is just like another half circle. So up and down. There you go. McQueen. How did you do? Did you have fun? Great! Join me again soon for more drawing videos. Bye!
Little Lamb Learning.